Okay, so we're looking at area, and we're looking at area formulas. So for Nat5 apps, you get these two formulas. Now this one's not an area, that's for the circumference of a circle, that's for the distance around the edge. But you also get the area of a circle formula. A of a circle equals pi r squared. And you need to remember that that just means equals pi times r, and r is the distance from the middle to the edge of the circle, the radius. Area of a rectangle is length times breadth, and that's a useful formula for squares as well, because for a square the length and the breadth are just the same thing. Area of a triangle, you either remember it as half base times height, or you remember it as base times height divided by 2. They're the same thing. In both cases, what you're actually doing is working out the area of the rectangle you could draw around it, and then halving it. So, the height, it has to be at right angles to the base. So in this case, you've got the base is one of the sides, and the height has to be at right angles to it, and joined up with the opposite point. With a right angle triangle, then your height and your base are both sides of the triangle. So those are the formulae you need to know, and then you need to be able to do things with them. So at its simplest, we might have a triangle, and that might be 30 meters, and that might be 8 meters. And then you just need to write down your formula. A equals half base times height. And then you need to put the numbers in. Half times, you need to know which is which. That's your base. Along there, that's your height. Half times 30 times 8. So 30 times 8 would be 240, and half of that would be 120. Meters squared. Now, in this case, both of these were already given to me in meters. I need these to be in the same units. So if one of them is centimeters and one of them is meters, you're going to have to convert. And then once you've converted, your area is going to be, in whatever that is, squared. So that's straightforward. You need to know what your formula is, you put the numbers in, you calculate it. Right, now, what about if we've got something like this, where you've been told that you've got a square with a triangle on top, and maybe you've been told that that is 20 meters, and that that is 9 meters. Okay, so there would be blurb, and the blurb would basically say that we've got a square and a triangle. So, with a square, we've got a 9 meter along here. And what is it up here? Well, if it's a square, then all of those sides are the same, so that's 9 meters as well. And you just need your formula, area equals length times breadth, equals 9 times 9 equals 81 meters squared. And then for your triangle, well, let's draw it. So, this bit along the bottom, it's the same as one of the sides of your square, so we know that that's going to be 9 meters. And we also, so that's going to be our base, because it's one of the sides of the triangle. We also need the height at right angles to that. We've got the whole height here, that's 20, but we know what this is. This is 9, because that's a square. So if we just do 20 minus 9 equals 11, then we know that this bit up here is 11 meters. Okay, so, and that is going to be our height. So now we've got area equals half base times height equals a half times 9 times 11 equals a half times 99 equals 49.5 meters squared. And if those were in centimeters, it'd be centimeters squared and so on. But it's really important that you don't just take whatever numbers you're given and multiply them together. You need to take your formulae and you need to apply them to shapes that that formula applies to. So I have far too often, with a question like this, seen working that just says area equals 9 times 20 equals 180 meters squared. That's not the answer. We've worked out the square, we've worked out the triangle, now we need to get the total area. And that you're going to get by adding the two bits together. Equals 81 plus 49.5 equals 81 plus 9 is 90 plus 40 is 130. 130.5.